Hello and welcome to Let's Play Old Games, and welcome to a news update sort of video. Now, Gamescom has recently ended and there were a lot of new games announced, but one of them that caught my eye was Anno 1800. Now, I'm a big fan of the Anno series. I've played this since the very first one back in 1998, and this has always been a special series for me. I really love this series. Back in the late 90s, I had a demo for 1602, the first game, and I played that religiously. I finished it multiple times, and then as soon as I got a job, I bought this full game, and this was basically the first thing I ever bought on eBay back in 2002, I think. Then I pre-ordered 1503, which was the second game. That was the first ever pre-order I ever made. And then I played 1701, and then I got 1404 on Steam. So I have played most of the games. However, the recent two, the last two, the 2070 and 2205, I kind of lost interest with those. First, because I did not like the futuristic setting of these two games. And also because they had also a lot of issues with online DRM and several performance related issues as well. So I played 2070 and I got so sort of annoyed with that I did not bother with the next one, 2205. So I basically lost interest after that. However, this time it looks like they are really trying hard to go back to its roots. Now, Anno would be about 20 years since it first came out, the first game. So when this one launches next year, it would be the 20th anniversary. So what they've done is they have decided to go back, and this is an excellent direction in my opinion. So they're going back to 1800. Now, personally, I think 1800 is still a bit recent setting. I would have preferred a slightly older setting, somewhere in the 1500s, but it's still better than the futuristic setting. So I'm very happy with that. The other good thing they are doing here is they have created something called Anno Union, a website, where they are asking the fans of the game to get involved in the development process. They want the feedback, and they want, if you look over here, they want the fans to get involved in the whole development process. Now this is an excellent thing, and this is not the first time they have done this for this series. I remember back in the mid 2000s, before the release of 1701, they did something similar. And 1503, the second game, did not really do that well. It had some issues with some camera controls, basically, at least for me, but there are other issues as well. It wasn't as fun as the first one, 1602. So before 1701 came out, they had done the same thing. They had taken a lot of feedback from the community, and they had improved that game a lot. Like when it came out, when I played it in 2006, I was really happy because they had fixed almost every single complaint the fans had. They had optimized the sort of layout, the controls were much simpler, and they had sort of made a navigation wheel to make everything nice and smooth. So this is an excellent move in my opinion, and I hope they learn their lessons from the last two games and improve this game, because this is a great series. And with Age of Empires also sort of making a comeback, this genre of this city builder RTS game is looking promising, because in the last few years we haven't had any big titles from at least the big publishers. So this series, along with Age of Empires coming back, this is a very positive thing, and I hope they make a comeback, the RTS games like these, and I hope this turns out good. So what are your thoughts? Do you think 1800 is too recent, or are you happy with this? Have you played these series? If not, which ones do you prefer? Like Settlers were quite good as well, and there are a few others. Obviously Tropico is quite popular, but this one is always special for me. So yeah, those were my thoughts. I hope this does well. There's still some time before this gets out, so hopefully they can make a good game and bring it back. And I hope, please, they don't mess this up, because the last two games were terrible. I mean, especially things like the online DRM. I really hope they don't do that again. So anyway, fingers crossed. Let's hope this turns out good.